The closer they got, pulling onto Hawkins Academy Road, where the dark smoke and flames were centered, the more it became clear that this was not a small brush fire, but some kind of inferno. Something was burning out of control. Pulling up to what they realized was a car engulfed in flames, the men got out of the van. As soon as they hit the outside air, they could feel the heat from the blaze push them back. One of them was already on his cell phone, calling the sheriff. Morgan County, Georgia, Deputy Sheriff John Eugene Williams took the call. The man on the other end of the line reported that there was a car on fire in the woods near Hawkins Academy Road. Someone needed to get the fire department out there immediately, before the woods burned out of control. There were trees on fire already. The ground was charred and flaming. Rutledge is a suburb of Madison. It is a deeply settled region of Morgan County. Lots of trees and dirt roads and farmland. Bucolic nothingness. It's rural, Deputy Williams later explained. There's a car on fire, the man said into his cell phone. Out here at Hawkins Academy Road. Damn kids probably messing around again. After all, it was still Friday night, unofficially speaking. Bunch of punks probably tied a good one on and, after funneling beers half the night, got a little rowdy and decided to torch an old rusted-out junk vehicle sitting in some farmer's pasture. Deputy Williams needed to get the local fire department out there as soon as he could and get those flames extinguished before that common car fire turned into an uncontrollable forest fire. Then he'd have big problems on his hands. A headache the deputy surely didn't need or wanted to deal with. Thanks, Williams said. He was on it. Deep in the Georgia woods, standing there humbly among the flagpole-straight American beech trees, rotting leaves from the previous fall underneath your feet, you look up in the middle of the night and realize you are a witness to the immaculate grace of God's country, a blanket of diamonds sparkling against a perfectly black shawl of a sky that gazes back down at you. Off in the distance are the subtle, darkened silhouette outlines of mountains in the shape of a camel's back. Rutledge, Georgia, as Deputy Williams seemed to imply, is just a blip on a GPS screen, with a population of 700. The town is located approximately halfway between Atlanta and Augusta. It is a forgotten place, essentially, there to serve its people. Rutledge and Madison are quiet and nondescript wooded areas off Interstate 20 that interlopers might assume are nothing more than lost, vast wilderness. Out here, good old folks live quietly. They bother no one. Their focus is on working the same land their forefathers have had for generations past. Yet during the late 1990s and early into the new millennium, for some bizarre reason few could ever discern, this same area of the state became a dumping ground for the dead, especially those who had been brutally murdered. There was an elderly woman, abducted and beaten with a tree branch, left there to be found by the animals. 2 teenage runaways who kidnapped a newspaper girl and left her mutilated body just off the interstate. And 3 teens who tortured and eventually killed a runaway. Strange happenings indeed. Dead bodies popping up every now and then was no reason for alarm, locals knew. And law enforcement would say the same thing when asked why this area of the state had become such a refuge for murder victims, because it was between 2 major American cities and the woods were easily accessible on and off the interstate. It was either that, or Morgan County had the ghastly luck of being a quasi-burial ground for the murdered souls of the region. Deputy Williams rustled up his jacket, headed quickly out the door, hopped into his Crown Victoria, took off. The Morgan County Sheriff's Office, MCSO, is located on Athens Highway. That's about 20 minutes from the fire scene. Hawkins Academy Road is in Madison, actually, a mere rock toss east of Social Circle, just north of Rutledge. Looking at the road on a map, you can easily see why one might drop off Interstate 20 and on to Route 11, Covington Street, follow the train tracks toward Rutledge, then take that turn onto Knox Chapel Road and head toward Hard Labor Creek State Park, stopping off somewhere along the way to set fire to a vehicle. From a bird's-eye view, you can see how one might be drawn to this area.